Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Brad, today you want to talk about sitting properly so as to decrease back pain and maybe neck and shoulder pain.
Right. I think posture, as any therapist knows, posture, particularly sitting posture, is really going to make a difference on the aches and pains you have in your body, particularly in your low back, neck, and shoulder. Don't you agree?
Especially if you sit for a living, Brad.
Yep, exactly.
And most of us do now.
Right. So we don't learn this anymore in school like it used to be, but we're going to teach you now. And I'm going to we're going to start from the feet and work our way up, sitting in a normal chair, firm chair like this. Typically your feet want to be flat down just like this, not out here, but we're going to take the weight off of our legs, approximately 90-degree bend in the knees. And then here's the core right here. Bob's going to help out.
Can I show one thing though, Brad, real
Sure,
quick on height?
absolutely.
Can you stand up real quick?
Yep.
And just let me sit down?
Sure.
You know, when you're taller like me, I actually always want to make sure that I have a chair that's maybe a little bit higher, because if my knees are up like this,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in a rounded out
Right,
position. And the same
exactly.
thing is if you're really short, you may want to have a footstool underneath you.
If
to
your
make
feet
sure-
are- yep, if your feet are dangling.
because you're going to get that pressure underneath your thigh here, and,
You
and
bet.
it's going to make you uncomfortable. So,
All right.
sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right, Bob. I like those interruptions. Keep me on my toes and get people informed. So hip position and low back, they work together. Can you see that red line, Lonnie? That right now I've got a pretty good
Pull up
position.
the shirt a little bit, Brad. There you
There
go.
we go. And this is where a lot of people are looking, and that rounds out the pelvis and the low back is really what I'm talking about, causing problems. So make sure you're up like this. And look what it does to my
Yeah,
shoulders.
look what the pelvis did.
Right.
Yeah.
So this to this, one thing you can do is you can take a lumbar support, you can use a pillow, you can use a towel roll, and put that in there, and boy, that really feels nice, and it reminds you to get that posture up.
And helps you get into that position.
Exactly.
And a lot of times this is, depends on comfort, but you may have it in the low back, but some people actually have it over the sacrum itself. And
Yep.
the sacrum
Right.
is, let me show real quick on
Sure.
me.
Oh, yeah.
So it's right here, right below the belt line.
Right.
That's the sacrum.
Exactly. Yeah. So you adjust that to where it feels.
Based on comfort.
Exactly. So again, notice the shoulders. When I get in that good position, I lock it in with that lumbar support. My shoulders and head automatically go into a much better posture. Okay. Now, if you're sitting working at a computer workstation, what we oftentimes are, Bob, why don't you show? We're just going to use a little model.
Let's say this is the screen.
Right. I'm looking at that, and it's low. So I start to do this. I would be typing. We want to get that up, which brings
Right.
your head up.
It's going to
shoulders
automatically
back.
bring your head up.
Right.
And there's no way around it. If it's down here, you're going to end up creeping forward and getting that rounded out posture.
Laptops are really
Yeah.
good for this, okay? So you want to separate the keyboard if you can. But we're going back to the shoulders now. Okay, Bob, I don't want to look at that
Okay.
anymore.
You don't want to read that anymore?
All right, shoulders back, and look at my head position. Head over the top of the neck as opposed to head forward position, putting a lot of stress back
Yeah,
here.
the ears should be lined up with the shoulders,
Yeah,
actually. If I
can
ran
you
a
show
plumb
that?
line, it should go right through the shoulder and the ear.
There you
as
go.
You're going down.
Now, the other thing is when you're in this perfect posture, you don't want to stay locked in this posture for more than 20 minutes. Because it's nice to take this out, and you can slouch a little bit and stretch, get up and stretch a little bit, get back down, and then get yourself positioned again and go to work or whatever you may be doing when
You
you're
may
sitting.
not be as efficient, at least you don't think you are, but you're going to become more efficient because you're not going to have pain and issues that distract you from your work. So
Right.
you really want to make an excuse for getting up from sitting, every more than 20 minutes. I'd say even 10 minutes
Sure.
if you can.
Yeah,
So-
if the job permits. But, one thing is people say, they sit like this and, oh, I feel so weird. This is
Right.
uncomfortable. Because people do not realize and don't know how to sit properly. So teach your kids good posture, and it'll be a payoff in the future. What'd you say about that, Bob?
I think you're right, Brad, for
Excellent.
once. All right, thanks a lot.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists.